The Big Picture by Littky. I've been having so many breakthroughs and aha moments lately with this book. I wanted and I felt the need to and the drive to share my experience with everybody on YouTube, and for all you educators out there, parents, students, other teachers in California, in the United States, worldwide. I wanted to share with you guys the amazing, just the amazing ideas and the amazing experience that you get from reading this book, The Big Picture by Littky. I'm a very intense learner. When I gain interest in something and I find something that I love that I want to do, I look up all the information about it. I look up everything about it. I look up YouTube videos. I look up books. And I remember coming across this book, The Big Picture. It was on a article I read for the top teacher books, the top summer reads for teachers, books that you should give a chance over the summer on your break away from your students. And I had never gotten to read it. I never ended up purchasing it, but I'm here to tell you today that you should purchase it. You should read it, and if anything else, you should reflect on the ideas in this book and how they may apply to your teaching, or how they may apply to your school district, how they may apply in your classroom, and what positive change could come out of this. Really, this book is to help teachers reflect on all aspects of their school, of their ability to teach students, and of really what's working and what's not working, what we need to change. I want to get into the idea that communication is the lifeblood of education. Littky emphasizes the idea that enforced quiet not only keeps kids from being themselves and keeping teachers from finding out who they really are, it also kills their learning. So there is a fine balance that we want to find in using communication in the class. We're using communication for the purpose of learning and for relating to each other and for really building a supportive community in our classrooms. That was another big part of this book, is talking about what type of learning community are we creating within our classrooms, within our schools. And that was another vital takeaway that I took away from this book. It was probably around, I would say, the third day of really sitting down to think about what I wanted to say to you guys, that I realized what was happening is that the big picture, the experience of this book was providing me with a growth, and it was making me better because I was able to reflect upon my previous experiences in the classroom, and I was able to think about how can we do this differently, or how might I use this idea and apply it to myself as a teacher. And so that's another reason why this book is very powerful. Is it's powerful as a reflective tool, and we can use this book as a tool to get to that higher level of experience as a teacher. So that brings me to the next point, which is that we've talked about innovation and its potential, especially with technology, to change education, to enhance education and make it better. And right now, this is a perfect example of how that's happening. School has to be a living organism because it's changing all the time, and we have to be ready to change at any moment. Education and school and being a teacher is an environment where things change, and we need to be able to adapt. And in our current education system, and especially in 2020 right now, the circumstances make it vital that we as educators can reach a larger community, and whether that's reaching our students in their learning community, reaching them via Google Classroom, reaching them via email, reaching them via any of these other platforms that are internet based, and allow us to meet and create a learning environment, whether that's through Zoom, through interactions with your students through Zoom, whether that's through just creating YouTube videos as lessons to really put your message out to them. And today I noticed that just the act of me sitting down here and facilitating learning by creating this YouTube video, I'm gaining experience. And we've talked about this in our class, how there's a beginner level, and through experience we work our way up to the expert level. And I will link this in the description below, and I will link up a couple other things that I made reference to so you guys can check them out. One of them's on YouTube and one of them is on the internet, and I will go ahead and put those down in the description. But yeah, this idea that through experience we're becoming an expert. I'm becoming an expert teacher through little experiences, and the big picture was definitely a tool and an experience that has helped me gain momentum towards becoming a better teacher, toward that level of expert teaching. And so making this video is one way that I'm able to upgrade my curriculum design for my students, and it's one way for me to improve my distance learning for my students. If you're a parent, if you are a student, if you are a teacher, if you're a principal, if you are in the education community, this book is for you, okay? And really, through reading this book, you're going to start a conversation within yourself. You're going to be able to reflect on your teaching. You're going to be able to reflect on your job. Maybe it's for professional development. And ultimately, I want you to do one thing. And if it's only one thing that I motivate you to do, please send this video to one of your colleagues, maybe a friend, a family member, and send it with the intent for you to get a conversation started about improving education. Finally, I just want to offer my gratitude to you guys, and I want to thank you for listening to my experience and my view of my education journey towards becoming an expert teacher. Thank you.